Just imagine you're enjoying your day at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. There's a few storms in the forecast, but it was cloudy, but you still were having a good time. And then the storms started coming in. Some of them were severe. This is What If a Tornado Hit Six Flags Fiesta, Texas.
The National Weather Service in Morristown has issued a tornado warning for Anderson County. The National Weather Service in Morristown has issued a tornado warning for
Six Flags Fiesta, Texas is located in San Antonio, Texas, which is part of Tornado Alley. Here's a picture of Tornado Alley, which includes many states towards the middle of the United States, which includes Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and many, many more. There will be different categories throughout the video of the chances of a tornado actually hitting Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, where to go in the park to stay safe, and if a tornado actually hit the park for a direct hit, what damage would be caused. Let's quickly look at San Antonio, Texas history with tornadoes. In 1953, they had the strongest ever recorded tornado in San Antonio, Texas as an F4. So that means that we're going to look at the worst possible case scenario, that if you were actually in the park and Six Flags Fiesta, Texas took a direct hit, and that would be by an F4 tornado, since that was the strongest tornado that ever hit San Antonio, Texas. If you don't quite understand what an F4 is, let me break it down for you. Here's a picture of the enhanced Vegeta scale. This is basically what EF means. So as you can see here, we have EF0, EF1, EF2, EF3, EF4, and EF5. In this case scenario, we're looking at an EF4 because that is the strongest tornado that ever hit San Antonio, Texas. If we're looking at an EF4 tornado, this will probably cause mass damage, with wind speeds being up to 166 miles per hour to up to 200 miles per hour. An EF4 is very close to an EF5, which is the strongest tornado that can ever happen. For example, an EF4 tornado could definitely flatten mobile homes and even well-built homes. An EF4 tornado can even throw cars around like they're toys. Now let's just say that you're in the park when this happens. Now this is a very rare case scenario, since every park pretty much has a safety standard with weather, especially if you're in a part of the country where weather can be very severe at times. Most Six Flags parks have especially safety standards when if there's weather and there's lightning in the area, that they will close all the rides. Now this is just closing all the rides. Doesn't mean that the park itself is actually closed. So let's just say it's a severe thunderstorm warning, and then you get a tornado warning. A tornado warning means that there's a tornado that has been sighted that has touched the ground. Let's just say that the tornado starts out as an EF2 tornado. An EF2 tornado can have wind speeds up to 135 miles per hour. Let's just say that the tornado is in direct path to hit Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and on its way, it's intensifying. Let's just say that the tornado is very close to the park now, and it's turned into an EF4 tornado, which, like I said, can have winds up to 200 miles per hour. Usually, when you get a tornado warning, you have 13 minutes from when the tornado warning has been issued to when the tornado actually comes close and hits you. Let's talk about the chances of a tornado actually hitting the park. Really, it's a very low chance, especially for their weather safety standards, that you would be out of the park well before a tornado would actually hit the park. Also, Six Flags Fiesta, Texas is pretty much surrounded by a quarry wall, and that even makes it a lower chance of a tornado actually coming through and hitting the park. Now, never say never, so what if this actual case scenario actually happened, and what would be the best places to go to stay safe? A place that comes to mind for me to stay safe is E6, which is an indoor gaming area for the public. Now, I think that you should probably go to the corner of the room to stay out of the middle of the building, because that is definitely not a good place to stay during a tornado. Also, any food places without windows are a very good place to stay if you actually got hit by a tornado. Now let's talk about some of the rides that probably would get damaged by this tornado. Most of the steel coasters, like Wonder Woman Lasso Coaster, Superman Krypton Coaster, etc., would probably be safe enough for this tornado to not get totally damaged. But a coaster like Iron Rattler probably would get lots of damage. Even though the tracks are steel, the supports are wooden, which is definitely not good for a tornado. and there would be much damage to the buildings, the trees, and just the outside of the park that is not stapled to the ground. Especially if it's the worst case scenario with an EF4 tornado, like I said, since that's the strongest tornado that hit San Antonio, Texas. And if you get a tornado warning, you might be tempted to get in your car and leave the park, but that is actually not the best idea, especially because you cannot outrun a tornado. Most tornadoes can travel up to speeds of 50 or 40 miles per hour, which is very fast, and you do not want to try to outrun a tornado because most likely you will not win the race. Even though it sounds weird, you are safer to stay in the park and go in a building with no windows and interior room. Now let's hope this never happens, but it is a possibility since Texas is in Tornado Alley. Let me know down in the comments if you think this situation would actually happen and what you would do in this situation. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.